Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. My name is Drago, and welcome to my Dark Souls 3 The Ring City DLC playthrough. In today's episode, we're going to continue on, and we're going to fight the first boss of this DLC. It'll be the Demon Prince. Now, for this boss, as you can see, I've teleported to the third area. Actually, I should say the third bonfire of this DLC, right past the Earthen Peak Ruins. If you are looking for help on how to access it, just go ahead and refer to the previous video. Now, for this boss fight, just go ahead and kind of walk the plank, and you will drop down the hole in the arch tree, where you will see two demons in the pit. One is the demon from below, and the other one's the demon in pain. Now, what's going to happen here? The first demon, which is the demon from below, will charge you, and the other one will try to attempt a couple of ranged attacks. Now what I'm doing here, I'm just going ahead and I'm trying to get right under the demon from below, and my goal here is to inflict as much damage as possible, so this way I'm only going to have to deal with one demon for the most of this fight. So I'm just trying to separate two of them. As you can see here, I'm actually ignoring the demon in pain completely, and I'm just concentrating on the demon from below. That should be your main goal. And the toughest part of this fight actually is probably to just trying to separate the two, at least for stage 1. Stage 2 is going to be a different beast altogether. Now, you can stagger them, which will enable you to get a critical hit like you saw me just do here to finish off the demon from below. Once you have the demon in pain, this first stage of this boss fight becomes a lot easier. As you can see, I'm able to just kind of stay underneath him, as you can with most Soul series bosses, and get some quick hits in order to go ahead and get some chip damage. Now, you do decent damage in the first phase of this fight. In the second phase, things become a lot harder. So we'll get to it in a second here. I've almost finished him off, and here I'm able to do so with another critical attack. And I'm gonna go ahead and heal with an Ember here to just get a little bit more HP by restoring my Ember form. And I'm also gonna go ahead and rebuff. I'm using the Strength Faith build as in the previous couple videos, so I have access to Sunlight Blade and Deep Protection Miracles. Now, as soon as you get this cutscene, kind of not really cutscene, but the animation of Demon and Pain becoming the Demon Prince, just go ahead and try to roll forward him. My goal here is to be as aggressive as possible. I'm trying to go ahead and just get some quick hits in. Typically you'll be able to get a couple of hits before you're going to have to dodge his attacks. As soon as the Demon Prince flies up, you want to go ahead and roll towards him, and when he summons these fireballs, you want to make your way towards him as well, because this attack right here, where he breathes a bunch of fire into the air, this will actually lead to him summoning a bunch of flaming boulders, and these are pretty difficult to deal with. The trick here is to stay underneath him until he triggers their release. Now, the tell for that is that he will glow kind of white, and you want to stay underneath him up until that point. After that, he will summon these boulders to fall down right on top of him, and you should be safe to just kind of roll out of the way and back off a little bit, wait for them to fall. If you are not close enough to him, they seem to have tracking animation where they will actually kind of follow you throughout the map, and I haven't been able to find the best way to avoid them in that scenario. I tend to hit by at least one, and that means that if I get hit by at least one of these, then I'll take probably half of my HP worth of damage. So make sure you stay close to him when he does that. Otherwise, try to bait those arm swipe and combos, because you can easily get underneath him and get a couple of shots at his feet from behind. So as you can see, I'm just trying to bait those slam attacks that he does, and I'm using the time that I have to just get as many quick hits in and dispose of him. This was a first try. on this character, but if you're having problems with him, it probably took me 10 tries or so to figure him out on my first playthrough, so he's a pretty difficult boss, and I would say out of all the enemies in this DLC, the boss fights are probably some of the most challenging. It's on par with the Old Hunters DLC in Bloodborne, at least for me, in my eyes. So some of the bosses like Dark Eater, Midir, and Gale, the Slave Knight, they are pretty difficult. Some of the hardest bosses I think the Soul games have released. Now here I saved by the bonfire, and we're able to teleport to the next area. Just want to go ahead and check just in case if I missed any invisible walls. However, I think there's only 4 of them in this DLC, so I believe we already encountered one of them in the first episode, so I will make sure to show you guys the other 3 in the upcoming episodes as well. And this here will be the similar cutscene as to when we first start the game. You'll be taken out by the gargoyles and teleported to the Ring City. This is actually going to be a first look at the Ring City in-game. And these gargoyles go all the way back to Dark Souls 1, actually. And there we go. Here's the main area of the DLC, the Ring City. Now, on this note, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. This is just going to be the boss fight video. I will continue on in the next episode where we will venture deeper into the Ring City. So thank you very much for watching. If you're having problems with the boss, feel free to ask me any questions. I will catch you guys in that next episode. Thank you, and have a great day.